Hello everyone, welcome to Officer Adda 24/7. My name is Suprabha and I'm your ABM English mentor. So basically the ABM batch, right, English medium batch is going to start from the 22nd of January, right? And in ABM we have total 4 modules, that is A, B, C, D. So I'll take care of module B and module D, right? So today I have taken some question from your module B. Fine. See, in module B, there is a first question of about the legitimate power. Now, this question is legitimate power is directly based on option A is the charisma of a leader, B is interpersonal trust and commitment of the manager, C is structural position of the manager in the organization, and the D is personality trait of the manager. So tell me which one is the right answer. See, first of all, Franz Raven, he has given the 5 types of power, right? He has given what? He has given 5 types of power. So here, number one power is that is reward power. He has given. Okay? What is the meaning of reward power? Then second is coercive power. Right? Third is legitimate power, right? Legitimate power. Then fourth is referent power. Okay? And the fifth one is last one is expert power. So these 5 power given by the French and Raven, right? Now we will talk about the first power, that is what? That is your reward power. Now what is the meaning of reward power? See, reward power is basically power is what? That is right to do give command to someone, right? That is basically the right to give the command to someone. So what is the legitimate power? The legitimate power is basically which will be given because of your designation. If you are the Prime Minister of India, if you are the President of India, then some kind of power you are enjoying, right? As a President or as a Prime Minister, right? That's true. So basically, what is a legitimate power? The legitimate power is basically the legitimate power is what? The legitimate power is in which we are talking about what? In which we are talking about the designation, right? In which we are talking about the position. So that is a legitimate power, right? So now the first power is here reward power. Now what is the reward power? Reward power is basically you are giving appreciation to someone, right? Someone is working for you, but why? Because you are giving them the appreciation, you are giving them the recognition, you are giving them the reward, right? That's why they are listening to you, that's why you have the power. Then the second power is a coercive power, right? So that is basically the coercive power is, right? The coercive power is power which is by the fear, right? Which is by the fear, right? So that is power, that is coercive power. Basically someone is working for you. Why they are working for you? Why they are listening to you? Because you are giving the punishment to them. Okay, if they will not listen to you, you will give them the punishment. So that is a very very negative power, that is coercive power, right? Then the third power is legitimate power, that is based on the designation. And what is a referent power? Referent power is basically when your follower has the blind trust on you, right? They follow you. So that is referent power. Now what is the expert power? Because you have some knowledge, right? You have some expertise in your field, like credit, maybe in the treasury, maybe in the right, or maybe any other field in the bank, right? Someone, or maybe you having the expert, you have the knowledge, you have the skills in that particular field, right? So everyone will listen to you, because of your knowledge, because of your skills, and because of your expertise, right? So the question is, legitimate power is directly based on what? The first is the charisma of the leader, right? Then we are talking about the referent power here. Second is interpersonal trust and commitment of the manager. Third is structural position of the manager in the organization. And the fourth one is personality trait of the manager. So we are talking about the third one, that is called the legitimate power, right? We are talking about the position. We are talking about the designation. Fine. So we are talking about the legitimate power here, right? And we have the third is the right answer, right? Now the next question is, that is what is a living wage, right? Now what is a living wage? टीवी चल रही है ना? नहीं टीवी चल रही फिर क्या दिक्कत है? क्या दिक्कत है टीवी चल रही है तो? टीवी टीवी चल रही है ना, जाओ देखो जाके। हनु आप मेरा सेशन खराब करा रहे हो बेटा, मैं पिटाई लगा दूंगी, राइट? नाउ व्हाट इज द लिविंग वेज? द लिविंग वेज इज बेसिकली, ठीक है, द लिविंग वेज इज बेसिकली that is when you are fulfilling your family need and the your need also, right? So we have the three type of need, that is M, right? Then F, fair wage, and then living wage. So minimum wage is what? Minimum wage is basically that is a wage which we need, just the minimum wage, right? Because of that you are fulfilling your basic need like roti, kapda, right? So basically cloth, shelter, and that is just a basic need through which you can just sustain, right? A minimum wage. Then a little bit higher is the fair wage, that is a little bit higher from the minimum wage, that is basically the organization capacity to pay, a little bit higher, right? But the living wage, when we are talking about the living wage, that means that is a wage through which you are fulfilling your family's basic need, right? That means that is a sufficient wages which you are getting, that is a living wage. So here the right answer is, that is third. Then the question is, Tina got recruited in one of the reputed nationalized bank. After clearing her IBPS written test and interview, she got selected as a law officer in a bank. After she has joined that bank, she was allotted to the work of the ZM Secretariat, right? Then in the New Delhi zone. So what kind of role concept she is facing? There are four types of role: role stagnation, then role erosion, then role overload, and ambiguity, right? So the first one is stagnation. That is basically feeling of being, right? That is basically the feeling of being stuck in your previous role, right? When you got stuck in your previous role, you are not ready to move on. What is a role erosion? That is not being fully utilized, right? That is what basically when you are feeling that your skills are not being fully utilized, right? Somehow your skills are not being fully utilized. So that is role erosion. Then we have the third concept, that is called the role overload, right? What is a role overload? When you are feeling somehow the overloaded, or maybe you are feeling the role stress, okay? So that is called role overload. Then what is the role ambiguity? What is the role ambiguity is? The role ambiguity is basically that is when you are not clear about your role responsibility, okay? That means you are not clear about your what you have to do. You are not clear about what is your roles and responsibilities in the organization. So here the right answer is role erosion, because the person who got selected, right? She got selected, and now what is happening here? She got selected, but somehow she is not being fully utilized. She got selected, right, as a, right, she got selected as a law officer, but what kind of work she is doing? She is doing the work of the secretariat. That means her legal skills, her law skills are not being fully utilized, right? That is not being fully utilized. So the right answer here is, that is role erosion. Fourth question is the ratio in which the pay level is divided by the pay range. Midpoint is classified as payment ratio, compa ratio, matrix ratio, and regression ratio. So what is the right answer? Right? So what is the right answer? That is called the compa ratio. Right? See, what is the formula of compa ratio? The compa ratio is basically, right, the compa ratio is actual salary divided by the midpoint and into the 100, right? So when we are talking about the actual salary, that means somehow it is actual salary, then how you can derive the midpoint? That is through your salary range. Suppose salary range is 10,000, right, and 25 is the maximum one. Suppose 30 is the maximum one. Now how you can derive the midpoint? That means you have to add and divide it by 2. So that is 20,000. And what is your actual salary now? Your actual salary is 20,000. For example, midpoint is what? That is also 20,000 into 100. That means your compa ratio is 100. So it is has to be said that compa, if your compa ratio is basically, that is a little bit higher than the 100%, that means, right, that means somehow you are very competent in the organization, right? When your compa ratio is very high, above 100%, that means you are very competent in the organization, right? Now the fifth question is, that is Mr. A and Mr. B has joined State Bank of India. Both have joined in the same department. They started out with the same salary. They both have received same rating after the performance appraisal. After completion of 1 year, Mr. A got promoted from manager to senior manager, but Mr. B did not so. So Mr. B started to make for inequity by decreasing his input. He began to come for work later and leave earlier. So which motivation theory, right, Mr. B is inspired from, right? Option A is Broom expectancy theory, right? Option B is Adam equity theory. Option C is Potter and Lawyer satisfaction model. So here we are talking about the Adam equity theory, right? What Adam equity says? It says that input should be equal to the outcome, right? Input is what? That is maybe your skills, maybe your abilities, and maybe your knowledge. It should be equal to the outcome. Outcome is what? That is your salary, benefit, right? These all are your outcome. So Adam has said that employee will be motivated. When he will be motivated? He will be motivated when input should be equal to the output, right? If input is greater than the output, then this is called the underpaid equity. If input is less than the outcome, output is greater than the input, that means that is overpaid equity. That means you are not giving that much input and you are getting so much benefit, you are getting so much outcome, right? So that is Adam equity theory we are talking about, right? B is the right answer. Then according to the Dalton Thompson prize in career path, the stage where an individual develop ideas, manage other, and must learn to assume responsibility for the work of his subordinate. It is called mentor, apprentice, colleague, and sponsor. See, when we are talking about the Dalton Thompson prize career role, that means he has given the four career role, right? What type of career role he has given? He has given apprentice, right? Right? He has given second role as a colleague, right? He has given third role as a mentor, and the fourth one is as a sponsor. Fine. So here we are talking about the four career role. The apprentice is what? That is when you are the fresher, right? You have the zero level of experience and you are just a fresher in the organization, right? So now what is happening here? You are the fresher and you are getting the right, you are just a fresher and you are much more dependent on your senior, right, on your colleague is what? That is when you gain some experience, you are not that much dependent on your seniors, right? Mentor is what? Now you have the enough experience and you are developing your idea, you are managing other, okay, you are guiding other person. And as is sponsor, that means you are part of the top management now, right? And now you are giving the direction to the organization. So here we are talking about the mentor. A is the right answer and this is the sequence. Maybe I can ask you about the sponsor also, I can ask you about the colleague also, right? It is an objective assessment of an individual's performance against well defined benchmark, that is performance appraisal, HR planning, information for goal identification, and none of the above. Which one is the right answer? Tell me, which one is the right answer? We are talking about the, see, in the performance appraisal, we have the standard performance, right, versus actual performance, right? This is how we measure the performance appraisal. We compare standard to the actual one, right? So performance appraisal we are talking about. So first of all, we have already launched our English medium batch, right? So all the viewers, first of all, please subscribe the channel and then click on the Adda 24/7. But I'll suggest you to purchase the batch, live batch with the right, live batch with the app. Then only you will be getting the extra discount and then only you will be getting the right. So first of all, you have to click on the adda247.com, right? This is the Adda247 and you should buy any course, you can buy through the app only because you will be getting the coins and you will be getting the extra discount as well. So GIB CIB, you have to go by the category of CIB June 2024. Then here we have the CIB Mahapack 2.0, right? And here we have the buy now. Then Y666, this code you have to apply, right? And you will be getting 6823, right? This is the price. 80% discount you will be getting and 1% extra discount plus coin also you can use. Fine. So this is the CIB Mahapack. Then we have the scholar batch also, that is just started from the 10th of January, right? That is the resolution batch. So this is your resolution batch. Scholar batch is already started from the December only. This is your scholar resolution batch. This is the resolution batch, right? Right. Elective is not included. For elective, you should purchase the CIB Mahapack, right? So if you want to purchase only 4 batches, ABM, ABFM, BRBL, only compulsory papers, then you can click on Y666, right? Then apply 79% discount you will be getting plus extra coin also you will be getting from here, right? So this is our resolution batches and from 10th of January, BFM classes started and now we are remaining with the BRBL, ABM. ABM also I am going to start from the 22nd of January. BFM already started. Then BRBL and ABFM is also starting soon. Fine. So this is all for today and thank you and bye bye. Take care.